Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Well, happy 4th of July to everyone. Okay, life is good here in Southern California, hot. I felt very bad for several days because I went to a dance recital and we were waiting outside in the heat, and I cannot stand the heat ever since this one time I went to Houston and I got overheated. And so really I was out of it for about a week. You may have noticed my loveliness. Okay, I mentioned to you that I buy and sell things, and one of the things that I love is any like Asian stuff, but I'm not a very small woman, and so the Asian stuff usually comes in extra small and small. So I have been working out and I'm still not little, and this shirt is extra large. So I was lucky I found this shirt one time, and it's very easy to sell too. So if you guys want to start, if you want to start a resale business and you want to sell clothes, try Asian clothes, especially large, women's large and extra large. Okay, so I want some festive food. I wanted to make this for a while. I want to make a 7-layer dip, and I had all the food on hand, so I go, today is the day. It's festive, and you know, so I had half a can of refried beans. I want to switch things up because I mentioned to you I was going to the gym, and what happened was I haven't lost that much weight, but my body is more muscular and I feel heavy. I was telling them, you know, I don't like this feeling. I look better, I can tell you that. Go to my Instagram. So, what happened to me is I ran into this younger woman at the gym, and she was next to me, and I said, how much are you lifting? So she was lifting about 120 pounds, and I go, wow, that's a lot of weight. And she says, well, you have to eat a lot of protein, that she was a carnivore. So, you know, they have told us it's mostly your diet. And I noticed her body was very strong, but her legs and arms were not very, very muscular. But she was lifting a lot of weight. And I said, I think that's what you want to do, because when you get older, you want strength, you know, so your body can pump the blood around and pump your waste products out, not to be indelicate. And I thought, yeah, that's what you need to do, is move towards more of a carnivore diet. And I noticed that I'm sleeping a little better. I had no intention of doing that ever. Maybe a keto, but not carnivore. But I'm not going entirely on a carnivore diet, but I am going to move in that direction, because I noticed it with myself that when I had more protein, I could lift. So I have refried beans. Let's see, then taco seasoning. So I just happen to have some in the freezer. So what I will do, I don't know if I'm going entirely carnivore, but what I will do is I will just eat more meat and then cut the carbs and totally cut the sugar out, but not on holidays, because you know that's a holiday buster for sure. So taco seasoning. You know, at one time I used to make these all the time. Okay. So today I was doing a lot of yard work. Sour cream. This is something I keep on hand because I make homemade butter and sour cream, so I always want this on hand. Okay. A liberal amount. It's a holiday. No dieting. I think it is so neurotic. I mean, you know, I know for years I didn't eat any sugar, and I didn't want to eat any sugar on a holiday or any other day, but I'm not quite there yet. So I'm going to be eating a little bit of carbs. I'm going to be pretty much drastically reducing carbs, I can tell you that. Okay. Let's get enough on here. Okay, then green chilies, but I just happen to have jalapeno or nacho jalapenos that I want to use up. So, what do I do with that knife? I want to get in shape. Well, not totally, but move in that direction before January when I turn 70. Finally, it takes you about 2 years to get in shape, and from what I can see, it's about 7 years. It takes you that long to really get a new body. A lot of the people at the gym I go to have been going, it's a way of life. I'm not quite there yet, you guys. All right, let's see. Okay, and so another thing is gardening as a way of life. Above ground, because, I had a lot of pesky pests. Window seals. You can grow a lot of, that stuff I showed you, it's in my window seal. I rescued it. Balcony, you can really grow a lot of, I did balcony gardens. You guys may remember when I lived in the place before this. I had a nice big garden out there. So above in the garden plot, which in my case is really a flower bed, I can also grow a little food out in my front yard, windowsill, balcony, and okay, so I'll put a little bit of chili peppers, not too much, a little bit of jalapenos. I grew some peppers, I should have used those. Well, too late, I forgot about them. Okay, so now, salsa. Walmart. This is something you could really up the quality of your 7-layer dip by going to a Mexican food restaurant and buying really good salsa. That would be a smart thing to do. Okay, I put quite a bit of salsa. This much bean dip will last for a while. Okay, and then it's going to be lettuce, cheese, and guacamole. Okay, today I went to grocery outlet, and when I went to the food pantry, I got some good quality cheese, and I swear it goes further. This is, I saved $4.50, and then I bought each of these for $3.50, and so I'm going to use, let's see, rustic red. I'll go for vintage cheddar tonight. It's a special occasion. Okay. So I want to enjoy every day of my life. Today, one of the things that could have made my garden grow really badly was the fact that it was grown out of food, seeds out of my food. So today I planted 2 rows of butternut squash, and then I had 2 potatoes with eyes. Now my potatoes are growing fabulously. What did I do with the guacamole? I broke down and I bought guacamole. Oh, this is key to my and here it is. I bought these guacamoles and they ended up to be about $1.25 each. I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna buy these. They don't expire until, they don't expire for a long time. They have a long shelf life. 8-7, so they're good for a while. So then if I want guacamole on something, you know, it's good to go. You know, this is a good thing to eat if you really want to start eating more veggies. This 7-layer dip. I think this is the way to go because I've had so much rotten guacamole. And also, you know, if you have it in mind to buy some good cheese, all right, I am going to make, I'm going to grate it on the small side. So, okay, now back to the garden as a way of life. All right, okay, China has had terrible floods. And it's flooding in 2 places that grow rice and soy. The Ukraine isn't able to grow much. And this is not good. They say what's going on is China is going around buying up all the food they can, all the grains they can. So that is going to drive the price up. So I think what we're seeing is the grand solar minimum. So it was predicted that the grand solar minimum was really a mini ice age. Who can say? They said at the beginning 11 years. So I think that's what they're talking about when they say climate change. Okay, so go to Adapt 2030. So, now, here's what we have so far. So now I want some, so this is so important because this is, I think, what's behind a lot of this, you know, this green stuff. You know, we're going to be, also I have some green olives. I want to use up my green olives. Black is probably better, but anyway, so I can see why vegetarians would eat this. All right. So Australia is starting this thing where in order to sell your house, you have to get, it's being mandatory solar panels. And the Ukraine is reducing electricity ultimately to 4 hours a day because of this war. Hopefully, I hope all of you have fireplaces, but if you live in large cities, you know, they're going to restrict the amount of burning of wood because of pollution. That's why a lot of people are just determined to move out of cities, you know. And then they want to start this up. In order to sell your house, you need to have weather stripping on your windows and doors, insulation on your ceilings, you know, to make the homes more, you know, it's actually a good idea because I mentioned to you guys that I had terrible utility bills, and this month it's going to be terrible again because, all right, now I have some onions. So these are one of the things that's really easy to grow. You just keep the, I try, now when I shop for green onions, I try to get the healthiest looking roots, see? Because I know I'm going to grow them. So, okay, so they're starting to regulate everything. You know, not would, you should, you will. Okay, so enforced solar. But you know, that's not the total solution. You know, in these very frigid areas, you know, the electric cars are not that effective. Okay, so we need to make sure we have heat. Solar heaters, you know, those aren't too expensive. Okay, so I'll put a few onions on here, not too many. And then a little bit of lettuce. So what's happening is we're seeing floods, and these floods are in Wuhan. Isn't that where the C virus came from? That killed my uncle? Okay, now what I'm preparing for is, okay, I already went through one hurricane here, and this is Southern California. So I was able to barricade my house and clear the storm drains, but in these floods in China, there's no power and no water. So what I want to buy is these big giant trash cans, and at the first sign of trouble, I will simply fill those trash cans full of water. In my opinion, it's better to evacuate these flood areas. You know, but you have to do that sooner or later. So instead of buying chips, since I want to control the amount of carbs, these are good. Have you guys seen these at Dollar Tree? So the problem with these are strange because they close them with a rubber band. So you can make one of these at a time, and then you know you can just eat your 7-layer dip until it's gone. So I thought this was pretty festive. Let me see, do I have a big spoon? All right. It's kind of like a tostada. Yummy. I like pepper on my produce. All right. So since I have terrible insomnia, and I noticed that when I eat more meat, I sleep sounder, I'm going to be eating more meat. So what I started buying was any kind of beefs with bones. Here's one, because I save the bones for the dogs, and the dogs are happy. And I am happy as well. So I will just eat as much as I want. And what I did, when I'm dieting, I just put onion salt, garlic salt, and black pepper, and I wrap it up in 2 pieces of foil, and I bake 350. And then I did the same thing with the chicken wings. These chicken wings look good. So I have my salad, I have a carb, I have plenty of meat. I still don't sleep good, but I think I was sleeping a little bit better. When I got overheated, I was so miserable. I didn't sleep for On a couple of days, I didn't sleep for 24 hours in a row. That's a long time. And then I have, I like this stuff. It's not the cheapest, but it's tasty. So I want to enjoy the 4th of July. We had some nice fireworks. I can see them from my house. And then I like this Chick-fil-A. This is chicken wings, and I just dusted them with this this lemon pepper stuff, and I wrapped them in foil and bake them. So eventually I'm going to move to eating a lot of meat. I think at this age I need a stronger body. And this woman didn't look like she was exactly killing herself, you know. She was actually pretty strong and pretty nice to tell me how she did it. So, okay, so I could have had, instead of the 7-layer dip, I could have had potato salad or baked beans. That would have been good. And so I didn't really need bread and butter because I had tortilla chips and beans. So this is a good way to control your carbs. Without ruining your holiday. Ruining your holiday is stupid because you're not getting another 4th of July for another year. I save all the gristle for the dogs. They like it. They jump around like maniacs when I go over there. Yum. Herbal peach tea. I'm doing pretty good on substituting everything I can for caffeine. Caffeine, decaf, herbal tea. Here it is. So I'm still having a dessert. It's a holiday. So okay, I made these. I saved my Walmart pie tins, and these are some tasty. Uh-oh, that one got kind of ruined. I'll fix it later. And all I'm going to do is just put some vanilla pudding in my pie crust. These pie crusts are really good. I'm going to give you the recipe in 1 minute. You know, I buy these with chocolate pudding at Walmart, and I thought, what are you, stupid? These are cheap. 84 cents. You can make a lot of these. So we want to conserve all of our money if we possibly can. Right. So I can enjoy my holiday. Here is the pies. Okay, let me give you my recipe. Okay, what I did is I made half a recipe, and it easily made 4 pies. Okay, 2 1/4 cup flour, 1 teaspoon salt. So I mix that together, and then you can use shortening, but I had lard, which makes the flakiest pie crust. So then I use my my pastry cutter, and I cut the lard into it's a lot of lard in proportion of flour, and then I poured cold water in, and then I just baked them in the oven. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be buying everything non-fat, low sugar. That's going to help a lot. All right, so that's my food. Okay, and then I made a tasty batch of yogurt. Here's the lard. That's good for beans. Okay, my yogurt. I found a way to make my yogurt take faster. This way, I use shelf-stable milk, and this stuff took really fast. See, here it is. I made this out of sugar-free vanilla pudding. So what I did was the same old recipe. I heated a big pan of water to boiling, and at the same time, what I did this time is I just added the milk, the shelf-stable milk from Dollar Tree to about right here. Also, the lady at the gym told me to drink a protein drink before and after the gym. So at the gym, they sell these, and I think this is about the best one. They're not expensive, and I just keep my eye out and I buy them whenever I get them cheap. Okay, I think 120 pounds is a lot for a woman. So you heat the water, and then you cover it with foil and you put it in the oven. At the same time you're heating the milk. Just bring it to a boil, almost a boil, and hold it there 20 or 30 minutes. Then get your yogurt room temperature. What did I do with it? Did I throw it in the trash? I wanted to show you guys what kind of yogurt I use. Well, my trash is too disgusting. Okay. So the yogurt's warming up to room temperature. The boiling hot water is in a big pan heating the oven, and the milk is reaching almost boiling at about 180 degrees and being held there for 20 or 30 minutes. But this time I put the container in the oven to heat up with the big pot of water. And then when the milk is about 100 degrees, like a warm bath, you add your room temperature yogurt. You take out your container and you put the milk and the yogurt in there. But what I did was I covered my yogurt with a baggie, and I put a rubber band to trap the heat in there. So my yogurt came out really easy and really fast. You know, it was a few hours, but not all night. It's sugar-free. Eat as much as you want. You can add fruit to your yogurt. I was pretty much able to get off ice cream by eating yogurt. Here's another one, in case that one's just too annoying. Once you start making your yogurt, you're not going to be buying yogurt anymore, or sour cream, or butter. Tomorrow I'm going to make peanut butter. All right, so okay, we know the gram solar minimum is, we see it. We see floods. We see droughts. You know, it's a weather cycle. All right, so they're reducing the amount of the utilities that the people can use, but then they're increasing the price to 60%, so they know the amount the market can bear is the amount you're paying now, so they're just causing you to use half as much, and it's not going to be contained to one area in the world. It's not going to be just Australia that's forcing these weather strippings, window and door insulation, and ceiling insulation. And another thing is expect an increase of 3 times for water, because now they want us to pay for the water purification, and the reason is kind of because the water is maybe sewage. So tap water is kind of gross. So since we had a hurricane, so you see these places are practically submerged in water. Do you think that is the last time? So we had a hurricane, so I will be getting sandbags, large trash cans, gas cans, and Walmart has water filters. You know, like big square ones. I will get one of those. Okay, so now another thing is you see all these stores closing down. Why? Because of stealing. So they want us all to order our food online, but they don't want people going into the stores and ripping the stuff off. They want to move everything digital. Like it or not, it's coming. We have to get used to it. So the same lady that told me about the meat told me about an egg farm by where I live. So I'm going to be getting my eggs there. So we want to be thinking about why are people stealing? Because they don't have jobs, because they don't have money. How are these people going to be controlled? Okay, we're seeing some protests in France, kind of like politically motivated, so that kind of gives us an idea of what maybe we should prepare for come November. Basically, don't get out in it. But they're produced, okay, and the U.S. has had a 10% reduction in soybean and corn. So I am determined to grow soybeans. Not that I eat it, but in a famine, I'm going to eat it. So now think about this. Food for people. Like I go to get my birds millet, and half the time I can't find it, and I thought I better get some bird pellets. There aren't any for the last 2 days, and it causes hoarding. It causes, like, when you see it, you buy it all. So food for people, food for livestock. So livestock is eaten by the people. And they're trying to get people to voluntarily go to vegetarianism. Well, we might not have any choice. They tried to push the lab-created meat, and it wasn't real successful. But I bought chicken tenders purposely, so I'm going to have chicken and chicken, pieces. Okay, livestock, and then food for pets. So if you have dogs and cats, you want to make sure there's food. And it's getting very expensive. Also, I mentioned that in the state of California, they want to tax your nut and fruit trees if you have a lot. So, it's like, okay, we know you're going to sell them. How do you know? Maybe we just have a lot of abundant trees and stuff. Okay, and I want to continue the food storage. So this week, it's not the time to quit. I bought crackers that I got on sale. The thing is about crackers is you can count those for bread, but sometimes I like to eat a lot of soup. Not right now, but sometimes. And then here's the peanuts that I'll make the peanut butter. Just crack them and take the peanuts out. You don't have to take the skins off. Roast them at 250, 10 minutes, and then turn for 10 minutes. Then take your peanuts and roll them in a paper towel, and the skins will come off. Then put them in the blender and blend like crazy. And it'll practically go, these are really good peanuts. It'll practically go into peanut butter, add 1 tablespoon olive oil or any oil. So I have that. And then this was successful. Okay, I mentioned to you that by my house, you can get a chicken Alfredo for $38 for 2, but I will make my own chicken. I have chicken in the freezer, chicken Alfredo. And then the bean bowl was really good, so I bought another one of these. So this is 2. So sometime this week I will buy 5 other items, so I have 7 meals in this little box. And oh, here's the pudding. And then I took the seeds out that I can grow year round. I think the best thing is just plant the seeds out of your food and try to carefully cultivate plants indoors. Okay. So the main thing they're saying is wheat. Wheat is so bad because you don't think you eat that much bread, but you do. And this stealing because of food insecurity. I think there's a lot of food insecurity. Here in town, our food pantry seems to have plenty of food. Some weeks though, there was on the weeks they have diapers. There's a lot more people. What I want to do is I want to get into the habit of going to the food pantry every week, growing a garden, and shaving down my expenses, because I don't think this is the end of the inflation. I think it's only the beginning. Like the cost of water times 3 because they're purifying it. Like the forced green thing. That's, only so many hours of utilities. So, okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Happy 4th of July, and God bless you all. Oh no, it won't start off.